You lost the deal because what you thought was true was actually a fiction. This is Sales for Nice People. One of the most difficult things about being human is that we tell ourselves stories. We always have this internal dialogue going on, some narrative where we explain the world to ourselves. We tell ourselves stories about what this thing means or what is going to happen in the future, as if we have some crystal ball. Or, and this is very damaging if you run a business, we tell ourselves stories about where a deal is at and how likely it is that it is going to close. Now, in your world, it might seem that your buyer saying, "We love it, yes, let's do it, send a proposal," means we're going to pay you. But if you've ever sent a proposal and you didn't get paid, you know that that story that you tell yourself might not be true. Your buyer saying, "Yeah, let's do it," it might be true that they want to do it and that they're going to go forward with the deal, but it might just as well be that they're deflecting, that they're trying to buy time, that they have to think about it, that they want to check out a competitor. You don't know what is true for them. Now, the problem is that if you base your communication with a buyer on where you think the deal is at and how likely it is that they're going to buy, then it is very probable that your story is off, that you're operating based out of your own fiction, and that you're going to cause a disconnect. And this is why so many deals die. Because a buyer says a thing, we go, "Oh, great, it's going to happen, it's going to work, I'm going to send a proposal and they're going to pay me," and then you get ghosted. Simply because you assumed that what they said is what you want to hear. This basically means that you believe in your own fictions. And when you do that with anybody in life, it's going to be really awkward and uncomfortable because that person is going to feel like you're not getting them and you're talking about something that for them is not true. And if you do that with a buyer, when you communicate based on the assumption and the interpretation, the fiction that they're going to buy, well, then your buyer is going to not respond to you, and they're certainly not going to pay you, because your buyer might be in a completely different space. They might have all kinds of reasons why this is not a now decision, or why they have to talk to other people first, or why they want to compare proposals. No telling. There's always a reality that your buyer lives in. And it is really important that your communication is based on their reality, where they think the deal is at, and not based on where you think the deal is at. Don't believe that your fiction is the truth, because that's how you create a disconnect with your buyer, and then you lose the deal. Instead, consider where the buyer might think the deal is at. Start by putting yourself in their shoes. As always, learn your people. This is why I created the Deal Diagnosis X-ray program, because it asks you a number of questions, very specific, empathy-based questions, in order to properly understand your buyer, so that you can stop communicating with them from your own point of view and believe in the deal likely to happen, and instead attune and calibrate your messaging, your written messaging, your spoken words, to where they think is at. This way, you create a far stronger relationship. You will create a much higher quality conversation. You'll get feedback about where the deal is actually at, instead of where you think it is at and where you want it to be at. And you're much more likely to actually have a sale happen because your buyer won't ghost you as much. So, if you struggle with deals that don't close, with people that ghost you, with pushback on pricing, and simply not being able to get the deals over the line, consider Deal Diagnosis X-ray Coaching. It's a simple monthly subscription-based program. We meet once a week, we talk about your deals, I ask you the questions, we create messaging. You also get text-based support, you get spot coaching calls for urgent things. You can also book extra sessions so that we can work on your sales copy, on your slide decks, email sequences, and really anything that is needed in order for you to attract and convert more buyers. It's Deal Diagnosis X-ray Coaching, and you can check out the details if you go to salesfornicepeople.com/DDXR. And that's it for me. Have a look at the program, see if it is right for you. If you want to have a conversation and see if it's a fit and what the cost would be, then you will find a Calendly link at the bottom of the page where you can just book a call for a conversation. But even if you don't click the link, even if we never speak, make sure you never fall prey to the dangerous trap of believing your own fictions. Talk to your buyer based on where they think the deal is at, not where you think the deal is at. Meanwhile, go to salesfornicepeople.com/DDXR, and I will see you again tomorrow.